Hi everyone, hope you're all doing good. Right, this is the third round draw for the 17th edition of the Tapology Lucky Bastard Game. At this stage, the wheel's done a pretty good job of eliminating all of you so far. We've only started with 31, and not 2 weeks later, we're down to just six. And just to remind ourselves who those six are, they are Baron von Rattus, Damien Handel 420, Dr. Maxis 2, Foghorn Sam, KK Kombu, and down here we've got Under Surveillance. So it's obviously going to be a shorter video. I'm sure a lot of you are going to be relieved to hear that. And for this week, we have UFC 298, Alexander Volkanovski versus Ila Topuria. And I reckon it should. I reckon Volkanovski should win this one reasonably comfortably. It's I simply because he's one of, if not the best featherweights ever to do it, and he hasn't really shown any. I know there's been a lot of not of joke. No, I know there's been a lot of jokes about him being an old man and all that, but he's 35, and which isn't really that old. And uh, I say with the besides his losses to Islam Makhachev, which they're nothing to be ashamed of because he's a brilliant fighter in the middle of his prime right now. He hasn't shown any real signs of slowing down. Not to mention they were also in a higher weight class as well. But as for Tapuria, he's very exciting prospect, and I'm sure once Volkanovski really is done, he has a very good chance of becoming a champion one day. Um, which is yeah, that's no light compliment, given it's his the lightweight division. An absolute shark tank that is. But as for this fight, I just think Volkanovski is still going to be too good for him. The experience is just going to prove far too much. I can't really see what Tapira is going to offer Volkanovski that he's not already seen in the past. I expect Superior is going to put in a good showing. I reckon he'll be able to sort of hang in there with Volkanovski. I can't really see it being finished, but yeah, I think he's always sort of hanging in there, but always a couple of steps behind him. So my prediction for that one, I've gone with Alexander Volkanovski to win by decision, probably unanimous decision. But anyway, you're not here to hear about my rambles about the fights, even though that is a unfortunate side effect of watching these videos. You're here to see who gets drawn with who in the Lucky Bastard game. So, first up is Baron von Rattus. Let's see who's going to be in Baron von Rattus's corner tomorrow night. And he gets Rinya Nakamura, who's one of the heaviest favourites on the card, if not probably the heaviest favourite on the card. I've got him to win by first round submission against Carlos Ferreira. And yeah, I'm not even going to try and make this complicated than it needs to be. I just can't see any way Carlos Ferreira wins this. Rinyan Nakamura is a massive favourite to win this, and with good reason. He's got the better resume. He's got the better experience, better skill set from what we've seen of them so far. It's a mismatch, and luckily for Baron Ratus, he's on the better side of that mismatch. So that is an almost certain ticket to the fourth round. So yeah, that's a very favourable draw for Baron Van Ratus there. Damien Handel 420 up next, hoping for an equally favourable draw from the wheel. And he gets a very good one as well, Robert Whitaker. Robert Whitaker there for Damien Handel 420. And I know he's coming off a loss in his last fight against Duplessis, but I say Duplessis is the champion now, so that's aged well, hasn't it? And as for Paulo Costa, well, he fights so infrequently; it's really hard to tell where he's at. His last fight was about a year and a half ago against Luke Rockhold. So that's yeah, like I say, he fights maybe once a year at best. So it's I think that inactivity is gonna catch up with him. And like I say, Robert Whittaker lost his last one, but he's not washed at all. Losses happen; that's part of the sport. Doesn't necessarily mean he's washed, and I reckon he should do it. So I've got Robert Whittaker to win by a decision, and I think the bookies had him like a minus 200 something favourite as well. So that's a great start to this round. That's two I'm confident we get through to the fourth round of the Lucky Bastard game. Dr. Maxis 2 up next to take on the wheel. Our current champion, Dr. Maxis 2. And he gets Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Marcos Rogerio de Lima there. I probably didn't pronounce that right, but no, he's a bit of an interesting one because obviously he was going to be fighting who I was getting muddled up, Justin Taffer. Justin's pulled out, so he's going to be fighting Junior Taffer now. Which is that's an interesting one. I'm not quite sure what to make of that. It's hard to tell with last minute switches, but anyway, I mean, he's been preparing for completely different fights this whole time, so he's still going to be in great shape. But then again, I would expect Junior the Tougher would also be because we're training alongside. I think they're brothers, aren't they? He's got to have been a part of almost they would have been a part of the Justin's camp. So that is potential banana skin, but I think he's still the favourite, and he's still rightly the favourite. But that is an interesting one for sure. But for my personal prediction, I've got Marcos to win by decision. Might finish it, might not. Well, I mean, but that's every fight in a nutshell, isn't it? Might finish it, might not. Really, every fight either finishes or it doesn't. But yeah, no, I think he should win, and that's all that matters. Doesn't matter how he wins, just as long as he does. Foghorn Sam up next. Who's going to be in Foghorn Sam's corner tomorrow night? And it will be the reigning, defending, undisputed featherweight champion, Alexander Volkanovski. Therefore, Foghorn Sam. I was going to say, I think if it carries on like this, we've got a damn good chance of having everyone go through. Two more draws to come, and like I say, I'm not going to bother repeating myself of what I've already said in the intro about Volkanovski, but I'm surprised the betting lines for this fight are as close as they are. To be honest, I thought Volkanovski would be a slightly heavier favourite, but yeah, no, I think I think Volkanovski should get it done. So again, in that very four favourable draws in a row there, as far as I'm concerned. So let's see if this streak carries on for KK Kombu. KK Kombu's next, who's going to be representing him at UFC 298. Here's an interesting one. Josh Quinlan. Josh Quinlan for KK Kombu. And I think Quinlan is the underdog betting wise for this, but personally, I've picked him against Danny Barlow. Not just picked him, but by second round knockout. What I've got scribbled down here is overall, I'm just more impressed with his resume. He's got quite a similar one to Danny Barlow, but I think overall he's fought the better quality of opponents, and I think that experience, especially at this level when you're just trying to really make your mark in the UFC, is absolutely crucial. So not the bookie's favourite, but I reckon he can get it done. Not certain, far from it, but it is, in my opinion, a decent shout of getting through. Could have been a lot worse. So yeah, carries on what I'm saying about the wheel being kind. 4 ones, I think, yes, they're going to win. 1, yeah, they got a good chance at winning. So yeah, no, the wheel's showing a bit of mercy this week. And finally, we have Under Surveillance. Let's see if the wheel is going to continue to be nice to him. He gets Brenson Ribeiro. Brenson Ribeiro there for Under Surveillance. Brent, I thought Brendan, Brenson, isn't it? Ribeiro. No, I butchered that spelling. But yeah, no, it's with I've got him to win against Mingyang Zhang by second round knockout. It's again not overly confident on that one, but that's more partly because I'm not as familiar with Mingyang Zhang as I suppose I should be. But to be honest, my knowledge of the Chinese regional scene is limited, so I'm not too sure what to expect. But simply because I'm more familiar with Brenson Ribeiro, I think I can't see why he shouldn't get a finish. I mean, he usually comes out looking for that. So overall, I think you've all got some great picks there. I think the wheel has been very kind to all of you. So I think it did happen once, many games ago, where we had about 6 left in it, and all 6 went through to the next round. That is the only time that's happened. Maybe we'll see it again, but maybe not. But either way, I reckon we're going to have at least 3 or 4 of you through. But now if I just switch back to this page now, just run through those again. We have Baron von Rattus drawn with Rinya Nakamura. Damien Handel for 20 with Robert Whittaker. Dr. Maxis 2 with Marcus Ruggiero de Lima. Foghorn Sam with the featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski. KK Kombu with Josh Quinlan, and Under Surveillance with Brenson Ribeiro. Also interesting to note, there is no overlap whatsoever, so you're all in your own individual battles. Just double check that, but yeah, no, there aren't any overlaps. So that is so there's no case of there's no little rivalries to try and hype up or talk about, which is a little bit of a shame. But yeah, all going solo for this one, and you're all going solo with some fairly heavy favourites. So that is yeah, that could have been a hell of a lot worse for all of you. But MMA is an unpredictable sport. You never can tell with these things. But it just leaves me to say that good luck with your picks for tomorrow night. Good luck with any bets you might have on it. Obviously, good luck in this game as well. But I think you've already been given your fair dose of good luck. So I think there shouldn't really be too much of a problem. What have I accidentally clicked here? Why is that coming up like that? That's no, I don't want that. But no, anyways, I think you've all been. I think the wheel's been merciful. That's my overall take away from this video. The wheel has been very kind to you all. So until next time, anyway. So long for now.